Hello everyone, it's Xenia and I'm back with another scrapbooking process video for you today. And this time I'm using another one of my favorite Altenew stamp sets. I know I think I say it every single time, but I have so many favorites that, I every stamp set I use I absolutely love. So I'm using the Watercolor Wonders this time and I am stamping the images in some pinks, oranges, and yellow shades, and I'm also doing some leaves in some lovely warm greens. This is from the Tropical Forest Crisp Dye ink set in the greens. And the other ones are a mix of different sets. So I'm gonna have all the ink colors listed in the blog post on the Altenew Scrapbook blog. So meanwhile, let me talk to you about the layout and the rest of the process. After all my images are stamped and die cut with the coordinating dies, I am going to start building up the design. I also cut out, I think 2 or 3 times a bunch of circles with a thin circle frames die. That's really it cuts really some super thin and lovely circles. So I just randomly spread the circles on my page, and then again randomly I'm gonna spread the flowers. Now I'm saying randomly, but I did have in mind to keep the colors spread. You see I have like 4 color families of flowers. I have the yellows, the oranges, the reds, and the pinks. So I made sure not to put the red flowers too close to the red flowers, just spread the colors all across the page and kind of trying to keep it balanced. I didn't have something very structured in my mind. I just wanted to do something very um, kind of like organic. I didn't want to overthink the design. I wanted to put the flowers just as if they fell on the page. So that was my intention from the beginning, and once the flowers were in a spot that I was happy with, I just used the little leaves to kind of complement the colors and put them around. I really think that these pops of green really complete the color palette of this page and just elevate the whole thing really beautifully. I was also contemplating with the idea of using gray leaves, which is something I really love, but I think the whole mood of the page is more colorful and fun, so it really worked well with the green leaves. So now I'm gonna pull a couple of Altenew ink sprays to add splatters around. Now I didn't think this from the beginning. I usually prefer to add the ink splatters before I stick any stamped images on the page because inevitably the ink will end up on the flowers. However, the colors kind of match, and even if some splatters end up on the flowers, I didn't feel it was too much of a big deal. Now, if it bothers you, like, extra splatters on top of your stamped images, make sure to add the splatters beforehand. To me, it didn't matter much. I just added some splatters freely, and then I just locally added some extra tiny splatters, just using the nozzle of the spray to lightly touch the page, as you see here. And this way, if I want to add my splatters on a specific spot, I don't have to like splash everything and end up with many unnecessary splatters. I just add tiny bits wherever they're necessary. So when it comes to titles and words on layouts or cards, my go-to stamp set is the Label Love set. So once again, I picked a couple of sentiments and I stamped them in coordinating color families as my flowers. So I did one in red and orange and the rest. And I'm gonna spread them around on the page as well and kind of place them in a sort of, I guess, visual triangle. I'm really sad. Well, I'm kind of lazy, so I wish we had coordinating dies for the Label Love stamp set, but it's like the most ridiculously easy stamp set in the world to cut out. You can even actually cut it with your cutter, even a guillotine or a trimmer. But I just pulled out my scissors, cut around this, and all the rest of the pieces I stamped. And I'm gonna place them on the layout. Now I kind of started with one piece, but then I decided to add a couple more. I really hope you enjoyed this. I find this is one of my favorite pages in a while. I really love the colors and the bright and playful mood of the whole page. So I hope you get inspired and you're gonna try something similar as well. For all the information and links to the products I use, make sure to visit the Elton Scrapbook blog. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you again very soon. Bye!